Gulzarnagar, bathed in warm golden sunlight, reveals its traditional rural charm. Mud houses with thatched roofs, clustered around narrow, winding pathways, surrounded by vibrant green gardens and patchworked fields of golden rice and dark crops. Rolling hills rise in the distance, while the village layout, though intricate, remains orderly, reflecting both its beauty and the spirit of its hard-working people. Yahya stands in the garden, carefully examining the plants with a furrowed brow. Sunlight streams into the garden, illuminating colorful flowers and lush greenery. In a small garden, Yahya experiments with plants, his brow furrowed in concentration. Khizr stands before the chalkboard, eyes intently fixed on the equations, holding a piece of chalk. The background is blurred, only hinting at classroom details. Nearby, Khizr stands before a chalkboard, chalk dust clinging to his fingers as he tackles complex equations. Nazli sits at the table, holding a soldering iron, focusing on the computer components. It is daytime in Gulzar Nagar, a village basking in bright sunlight, with mud houses featuring thatched roofs and narrow, winding pathways. Small gardens are scattered throughout, showcasing a variety of colorful flowers and lush greenery. Across the way, Nazli meticulously repairs a computer, her movements precise and efficient. Yahya and Khizr are walking together along a forest path, surrounded by trees. It is daytime on the forest path, which is narrow and winding, covered with fallen leaves and exposed roots. Tall trees with thick green foliage line both sides, creating a dense canopy that filters the sunlight. Yahya, Khizr, and Nazli embark on their journey into the dense forest, their determination echoing through the trees. Yahya walks cautiously on a narrow, winding forest path, carefully placing each foot down, arms outstretched for balance. Tall trees with thick green foliage line the path, creating a dense canopy that filters sunlight. The path is narrow and winding, covered with fallen leaves and exposed roots. Yahya treads cautiously, his steps measured as he charts a safe course through the tangled undergrowth. Khizr walks with a furrowed brow, scanning the terrain ahead with concentration. It is daytime on the forest path, which is narrow and winding, covered with fallen leaves and exposed roots. Tall trees with thick green foliage line both sides, creating a dense canopy that filters the sunlight. Khizr, brow furrowed, calculates the distances, his mind a whirl of numbers as he maps their route. Nazli is walking along a narrow, winding forest path, holding her phone and pointing in the direction of travel. It is daytime on the forest path, which is narrow and winding, covered with fallen leaves and exposed roots. Tall trees with thick green foliage line both sides, creating a dense canopy that filters the sunlight. Nazli, with her phone in hand, navigates using her makeshift compass app, her modern approach guiding them forward. He wise woman probes. First, tell me, what is the role of sunlight in photosynthesis? Wise woman, tilting her head slightly, poses a question with hands clasped. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy, creating patches of light and shadow on the forest floor covered with fallen leaves and small plants. Sibling one stands with squared shoulders, gesturing slightly with one hand as he speaks confidently. Sibling one answers with assurance. Sunlight provides the energy that plants need to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. The wise woman's gaze sharpens. Now, a mathematical puzzle. If I have a basket of apples, and I give half to one person, and then half of what remains to another, and I am left with 5 apples. How many apples did I start with? Sibling 2 stands in a forest clearing, sunlight filtering through the dense canopy. He stands with his arms crossed, nodding slightly in agreement. In the center of the clearing, large moss-covered stones form a natural seating area. The ground is covered with fallen leaves and small plants. Sibling 2 responds instantly. You started with 20 apples. Sibling 2 and its sibling 1 are standing near the ancient tree, looking up at its towering height with expressions of awe. It is daytime at the base of the ancient tree, which features gnarled roots spreading across the uneven ground and a thick, textured trunk covered in moss and lichen. Sunlight streams through the branches, casting dappled shadows on the surrounding area. Following the map, the siblings arrive at a gnarled, ancient tree, its presence dominating the landscape. Kneels at the base of the tree, digging with both hands, scattering the soil with focused energy. It is daytime at the base of the ancient tree, which features gnarled roots spreading across the uneven ground and a thick, textured trunk covered in moss and lichen. I kneel at the base of the tree, unearthing a treasure chest filled with gold, silver, and forgotten documents. Sibling 1 and at sibling 2 are standing and smiling, with an open treasure chest between them, their faces lit with joy. Our faces light up with joy as we celebrate our success, knowing the treasure will bring prosperity to our village. Yahya and Khizr are walking into the village, each carrying a heavy bag with pride. It is daytime in Gulzar Nagar, a village basking in bright sunlight, with mud houses featuring thatched roofs and narrow, winding pathways. Small gardens are scattered throughout, showcasing a variety of colorful flowers and lush greenery. Yahya, Khizr, and Nazli return to Gulzar Nagar, their faces glowing with success, bearing the weight of treasure. Villagers stand with clasped hands, gazing at 3 figures in the bright sunlight of Gulzar Nagar. Mud houses with thatched roofs line narrow, winding paths adorned with colorful flowers and lush greenery. Distant green hills and nearby mud-walled houses create a peaceful rural scene. In the central square, villagers' long shadows stretch as hope glows in their eyes. The transformation of Gulzar Nagar has begun. A state-of-the-art science center rises in Gulzar Nagar, standing in sharp contrast to the traditional mud houses with thatched roofs and narrow winding paths. Bathed in bright daylight, the village's small gardens with colorful flowers and greenery surround the modern glass and steel structure. From this 2-point perspective, the unique blend of progress and tradition is clearly visible in the village layout. Children sit before computers, their fingers dancing across the keyboards, their faces illuminated by the glow of the screens. It is daytime in Gulzar Nagar, a village basking in bright sunlight. Mud houses with thatched roofs line narrow, winding pathways. Small gardens scattered throughout showcase a variety of colorful flowers and lush greenery. Children huddle around computers, their fingers dancing across the keyboards, learning. Adults sit with open notebooks and pens in their hands, their faces filled with curiosity as the instructor stands at the front. It is daytime, and Gulzar Nagar is bathed in bright sunlight, with mud houses featuring thatched roofs and narrow, winding pathways. Small village gardens are full of colorful flowers and lush greenery. Inside the large science center, adults attend workshops, their faces glowing with the light of newfound knowledge. Through education, the youth began participating wholeheartedly to build a successful future for Gulzar Nagar with new hope. And they started moving toward success, living their lives with joy and contentment.